Alhamdulillah, before we continue, I would like to mention that our brother Saifullah is asking all of you for dua, so keep him in your prayers. He's requesting dua from you, so may Allah Almighty grant him the relief on whatever situation he's going through. And second of all, we like to mention from what we have just recited, just a few benefits. Hopefully Allah Almighty will help us to benefit from it. Ameen. And we have recited for Surah Al-Kahf, and in that surah, Allah Almighty has mentioned few incidences, like stories, for us to take a lesson from them. He mentioned the story of the people of the cave and their dog. He also mentioned the story of the two companions of the garden. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا رَجُلَيْنِ جَعَلْنَا لِأَحَدِهِمَا جَنَّتَيْنِ to the end. And he also mentioned the story of Musa and Khidr, and the story of Dhul-Qarnayn, and also the Gad ending and the Megad. And this is the Yajuj and the Majuj. But the portion we recited is about Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and his journey to seek knowledge. As the Most High said, with قال موسى لفتاه لا أبره حتى أبلغ مجمع البحرين أو أمضي حقبا. So remember when Musa said to his young boy, his companion, and that is Yusha, he said to him, I am not going to cease continuing with my journey until I arrive at the junction of the two seas, or I will continue with this journey for ages. The word hukba means what? Ages. Like Allah Almighty said, labithina fiha ahqaba, meaning they will remain in the hellfire for ages. So Musa was determined. But what was the reason behind that? Imam al-Bukhari narrated in the book of Imaam that Musa ﷺ gave a speech to the children of Israel one day. After the speech, they were very amazed of the information that Musa gave them. So they said to Musa, is there anyone who is more knowledgeable than you? So what do you expect the answer to be? Of course, without an eye-blink hesitation, Musa said, no. And he has every right to say what? No. Why? Because number one, he's a prophet. Number two, he received revelation from Allah. Number three, he speaks to Allah directly. So if there is anyone who will have knowledge about what is going on, that has to be what? Musa. But then Allah the Almighty wants to discipline Musa for not referring knowledge back to Allah. He should have said Allahu A'lam, because we don't have knowledge of what? Of everything. So when he said this, Allah the Almighty said to him, there is someone who has more knowledge than you. So Musa was so amazed of that. He said, if there is somebody who has more knowledge than me, then I have to reach out to that individual so that I can learn from him. So Allah the Almighty told him that that individual is Khidr, and he's at Majma' al-Bahrain, the two junction of the seas. So Musa proceeded with his journey. And he asked Allah, how can I know that I arrive at my destination? Allah the Almighty told him to grab a fish and put the fish in a container. The place that he will lose the fish is the place that he will find Khidr. So he proceeded with his companion, and they transited at a big rock, and they took a nap there. So after the nap, while Musa was taking a nap because he was tired and he fell asleep, Yusha was up. So he saw the fish came out of the container and jumped into the sea, because they were walking by the seashore. So he saw the fish jump into the sea, and amazingly, the fish disappeared. So when Musa woke up, he forgot. So they proceeded their journey. And then Musa was like, man, we are very tired in this journey of ours, right? And then he said to him, Atina gada'ana, bring us our lunch so that we will eat. And then the men remembered. You should say, oh, Musa, I remember. The fish came out of the container and jumped into the sea, amazingly, right? So Musa said to him, this is the place that we are looking for. Because Musa did not tell Yusha about, the sign that Allah the Almighty gave him. So he said, this is where we're looking for. So they took they traced their footsteps back to the rock. And then Allah the Almighty said, فَوَجَدَ عَبِدًا مِنْ إِبَادِنَا. When they arrived, they found a slave from our slaves, and that is Khidr. Imam al-Bukhari mentioned that Abdullah ibn Abbas said, when they arrived there, they saw Khidr He covered himself, he wrapped himself in his garment, and he was sitting down quietly. So Musa walked in and he said to him, Assalamu alaikum. So Khidr said, Wa alaikum assalam. And then Khidr said, Wa anna bidarikum assalam. Say, where did you know, how do you know about salam from your country? Like, you are not from this city. So Musa said, I am Musa. And then Khidr said, Musa of the children of Israel? So Musa said, yes, how do you know? And Khidr said to Musa, the one who informed you about me, informed me about you, right? So then Musa then said to Musa, all right, I heard that you have knowledge. So Allah the Almighty told me about you. So is it possible that I will follow you, accompany you, so that I will learn from what you were taught by Allah the Almighty? And our noble scholar, Imam Sheikh Raslan, said this indicates that the one who accompanies a scholar and sit with a scholar is a true student of knowledge, right? So the one who went and studied and sit with a scholar is not like the one who just sit down and read by himself and learn, because knowledge, you have to learn knowledge. And knowledge, as our scholar said, al-ilmu yukta ilayhi wa la ya'ti. Knowledge, you go to knowledge. Knowledge doesn't come to you. That is why when Zir ibn Hubaysh went to Safwan ibn Asad, he came to him to ask about wiping over the socks, right? So Safwan asked him, what brought you here, O Zir? So Zir said, I came to you to seek what? Knowledge. And then Safwan said to him, Innal malaika tada'u ajnihataha li talib al-ilmi ridan bima yatlub. The angels lower their wings for the student of knowledge out of pleasure for what he is seeking. Our noble scholar Abu Hatim mentioned in his book Rawdatul Uqala wa Nuzhatul Fudala. He said, if there is no virtue in seeking knowledge other than the fact that the angels lower their wings out of what? Pleasure for what you are seeking, that should be sufficient for every reasonable thinking believer to want to seek what? Knowledge. So we ask Allah the Almighty to make us among those who take the path of seeking knowledge. Ameen. So Khidr said to Musa, إِنَّكَ لَن تَسْتَطِيعَ مَعِيَ صَبْرًا. Indeed, you would not be able to be patient with me. The reason being is because he will see him doing some strange things, because Allah the Almighty revealed to Khidr the outcome of things. So when he sees something, he knows this is what is going to happen. So Khidr just changed it right away. But Musa does not know that, right? So he said to Khidr, Musa, you will not be able to withstand me in this journey. Musa said, I promise you, I will be able to be what? Patient. So tajiduni insha'Allah sabira. Insha'Allah, you find me to be patient. Wala a'si laka amra. And if you place a rule, I will not break that rule. I will make sure that I abide by the rule. So Khidr said to him, فَإِنِ اتَّبَعْتَنِي فَلَا تَسْأَلَنِّي عَنْ شَيْءٍ حَتَّى أُحْدِثَ لَكَ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا. If you follow me, then make sure not to ask me about anything that I do until I tell you the details of it. So Musa said, we are on the same page. So they set out on this journey, and when the Safina, the boat arrived, they boarded on the boat. So the people of the boat, they know Khidr, so they did not ask them did not charge them the fee for the boat. But then when they got out of the boat. Actually, before they get out of the boat, they saw a bird. And the bird came and dipped its beak in the water and sipped out a little bit of water. So Khidr said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, my knowledge and your knowledge, and the knowledge of the people of the world in general, compared to the knowledge of Allah the Almighty, is like what the bird sipped out of the what? Sea. Of course, there is no percentage for that. This is the reason why when you read the Quran, He the Most High said, Wallahu, and I mean, وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. He has negated knowledge from us and affirmed just a little. So you are not given anything from knowledge but a little. And when you read some part of the Quran, Allah the Almighty negated knowledge from us absolutely and affirmed all knowledge to Himself. Like He the Most High said, Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. Allah knows and you know not. So here He negated absolute knowledge from us. Because like I said, the percentage that the bird take out of the water has no percentage. Like it's you're taking what? Nothing. So Edo said, my knowledge and your knowledge compared to the knowledge of Allah the Almighty is like what the bird sip out of the sea. And then they proceeded, when they got out of the boat, Khidr took a wood out of the boat and made the boat faulty. So when Musa saw this, Musa was like, I mean, these people were kind to us, and out of courtesy they did not charge us. And you're going to do this to their boat? Why did you do this? This is ugly, right? So Khidr said to Musa, Alam aqul innaka lan tastati'a ma'iya sabra. Did I not tell you that you will not be able to be patient with me? And Musa said, La tu'akhidni bima nasid. Don't hold me accountable for something that I do out of what? Forgetfulness. I've forgotten. Wala turhiqni min amri usra. And do not make my life difficult. Just take it easy on me, right? So Khidr said, all right, one excuse. They continued with their journey, and they came across children playing. And from among these kids, Khidr saw one child. So he grabbed that child and broke his neck and killed him. When Musa saw this, of course, in the Sharia of Musa is soul for soul. You know, thou shalt not commit murder. So he was like, what did this young boy do for Khidr to kill him? So he said, like a jikta shay'an nukro. You're going to kill a soul, innocent soul, for nothing. You have indeed committed something that is what? A great abomination. So Khidr said to Musa, Alam aqul laka innaka lan tastati'a ma'iya sabra. Did I not tell you that you would not be able to be patient with me? So Musa said, In sa'altuka an shay'in ba'da. If I ask you something after that, fala tusahibani. Then do not accompany me anymore. لَقَدْ بَلَغْتَ مِنْ لَدُنِّي عُذْرًا. Indeed, you have given me enough excuses. So the first excuse, the second excuse, meaning if you give somebody first and second, the third, you have the right to take what? To take an action, right? So this is what they agreed upon. So they proceeded until they arrived at a village, and they asked the people of the village to host them, but the people of the village refused to host them. So while they were about to take a nap, they saw the wall of the building about to fall down. So Khidr straightened the wall and repaired the wall. So Musa was like, why would you do this when these people did not host us and they were very mean to us? And Khidr said, this is the point of separation between me and you. However, I will inform you about what you were not able to be patient with. And then he started to narrate to him the details of the story. That the ship, he put the fault in the ship because in their journey, meaning the next village that they are going to go, there is a king there. And that king, whenever he sees a boat that is clean, with no fault, he sees the boat. So Musa put that fault in that boat just so that he will save and protect their boat for them. So this is telling us that sometimes some things will happen to you in your life, something that is harmful, but you don't know what Allah the Almighty is protecting you from by allowing that thing to happen. And many experiences like this happen to us in our life. And this, I believe, each and every one of us could probably have that type of experience. This is the reason why Ibn al-Qayyim said, if Allah the Almighty was to expose the unseen to us, right? And then give us the option between what He has chosen for us and what we would choose for ourselves. We would choose what Allah the Almighty chose for us. But because we do not know. So everything that happened to the believer, there is wisdom behind it and it's good for him. And likewise, the killing of the young boy. Khidr explained to him that this boy, if he was to grow up, he's going to end up putting his parent into trouble. And his parents were good and pious people. So Khidr took that boy away from them so that Allah the Almighty will replace them with something that is better. And how often Allah the Almighty take someone's child and then the person will be mad. It may not be for the same reason, but there are wisdom behind things that happen. Yes, it's a test for you. But if you are patient, Allah the Almighty will replace you with what is better. So we ask Allah the Almighty to grant us understanding of the deen and mean. And with the young boy, the two orphans, Khidr mentioned that their father was a righteous man. So as scholars said, as long as you are righteous, this is what you have to be concerned about. Your relationship with Allah, and Allah the Almighty will take care of whatever you have left, what you have left behind. Because some people are too concerned about leaving something for their children behind, but they end up involving in something that is haram in order to protect their children. But that is not going to protect your children. Allah the Almighty is the one who will protect your children. So as long as your relationship with Allah the Almighty is good, whether you leave your children with something or not, whether you leave them with a family or not, believe me, Allah the Almighty is going to take care of them. And we have many examples with our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His father passed away before he was born. His mother passed away when he was 6 years old. Then his grandfather, who took care of him and showed him all love, passed away when he was 8 years old. He is with nobody, but he turned out to be the Prophet of Allah the Almighty. Look at Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, who was raised in the house of Fir'aun, the tyrannic leader, and he hated him. But Allah protected Musa until he became the Prophet of Allah the Almighty and ended up ruining the kingdom of Fir'aun. So we ask Allah the Almighty to grant us understanding of this deen. Ameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Barakallahu feekum.